Good morning everybody, and this is the SP 500 setups for today. No idea what happened with sound yesterday. Seems like all the videos didn't have sound. Anyway, we're traveling next week, so hopefully we can pick up a better mic. The summary yesterday was to buy the dip. Then we had CPI data come out, which wasn't what the market was expecting, and basically what that means is interest rate hikes could be back on the table, and also we're probably going to be waiting till July, August timeframe for a rates cut. So the market was due for a reset, as I've been saying for some time. So the question is that all we're going to reset from yesterday, which was quite a big day if you think about it. We took out let's go to the day. I think it was like 2 or 3 days. So it's 1, 2, 3. So yeah, we took out 3 days of growth. Anyway, oscillators on the daily are grouped to the upside. They've crossed over and pointing down. The trend is still up, very, very, very much up to the upside. I just want to get rid of some of this noise here. Let's just delete everything, and then we can come back and put the levels in. So we're at a sort of a level here. Let's pick up this one rather. So this was our previous swing high. That's 49.35. Nice juicy pin bar, but obviously we would need to be above that one on the 8 hour before we even consider jumping in on to the long side. At the moment, I think what you need to do as well is just get this trend line in. It is quite important, and there have been some fairly significant trend line breaks on some of the other instruments, so I would keep it in my sights. When we get down to the 3 hour, you can see pin bar again just above the 150 EMA. Oscillators group to downside. We have diversions here, not so much there, but from this area where you see this pin bar ever so slightly. So from this pin bar and the previous fractal here on the 3 hour charts, you can see we do have some sort of divergence. I'm not going to write too much into that. It's not really that critical. This pin bar is pretty much everything. So we are seeing some value at 49.35. Now the other thing that you would want to do, and I'm going to take it from there, is put your Fibonacci in. You're going to find 61.8 coincides here. Okay, so if I just drop down the hour, and that's the important one that we want to do, we have a crossover of the moving averages, which indicates potential trend reversal. We then have us flirting with this diagonal. So the diagonal is at 49.60 area, but you can see we attempted to defend it and then got back, closed below it, and then came back to test it. So that pin bar that we're seeing on the 3 hour could also turn out to be null and void. Right, so on the hour, I would be looking for opportunities to continue on its downward journey. But on the higher time frames, obviously we have setups for longs. We're also parabolic yesterday. If you draw a line along the top there, you can see that was the original trend, and then we dropped away sharply. We then have this double bottom with diversions. You can see the oscillators climbing, price dropping. We're in a zone of what could be decent support, and I'm just going to extend this zone a little bit. I'll give you the levels now, but if you look left, you can see that's kind of where the structure is. So what do we feel is going to happen? At the moment, in the 15 minutes, nothing. We're all over the place. This could be just profit taking from the shorts. And it was really only the one bar directly after the the data, and then as it got digested, we kind of dropped to the downside. So this zone here is obviously important, and that is between 49.71 and 49.60. I'd want to see us reject that properly. You'd be looking at this area for support still 49.28, and then what I would do is I would just add the round number at 4,900, and I just want to come back to the hourly just to see if it lines up with anything. It does and it doesn't. There's quite a bit of structure here, so we should do this. Put that upside in and then put this in here. Just picking up this pin bar here. Okay, so if we just look at what that profit taking zone is, it would be 49.07, 4,900 basically, and possibly 48.99. I would just standardize on 49.01. That would be my take profit area. So that's kind of my view for today. The thing is, we've still got earnings coming out, so this could just be a flash in the pan. Remember, the markets are forward looking as well, so this could be just a little reset and then let's just continue to the upside. But from the 50-minute perspective, remember, we need to be above the 150 EMA before we start looking for longs. So at the moment it is short. This is the closest bit of structure you've got. The next bit of structure is way too high. It's all the way up at 5,000. But 5,000 would also be an interesting level. But if you look at this on the hour, then we back up above the moving averages. So I would be very cautious of that. And I'm just going to add, sorry, I missed this one here. There is another level here which would make sense. That's 49.86. So if we do get back to this area, we could get a rejection, but that would break a double bottom setup in this fractal here at 49.70 odd. What's it? Yeah, 49.72 would be the neckline for this double bottom, and this double bottom target is a 500.1, which takes us all the way back up to the top of this pin bar. So you can see there's a pin bar there, so that gives us 5025. So there's so much going on. You've got setups for longs, you've got setups for shorts, but for as long as we're below the 150 EMA on the hour, the trend is down. It would be a short-term downtrend, but I suspect we are targeting this 4900 area. That's kind of where I am. Wait for structure and wait for price action. If you see the inside bars and pin bars, they need to be on the levels, not something like this, because that's just an indication that price is coming back. So that's kind of my view at the moment. And if you do have time, the 5-minute will give you a little bit more clarity. And if you just look at this on the 5-minute, strong move down, drift, 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 up above the moving averages, in amongst all the moving averages now. So this zone, or this level that I've given you here at 49.59, if we do get above it and come back and test it, there's a very good chance for a long 100-point stop loss and more than likely 100-point gain, back up to 49.71. So low time frames, and just pay very close attention to your levels. If you don't get tested, if you don't test the levels properly, you want them bang on with either a pin bar, inside bar, and golfing bar, stay away from it. This is going to be a little bit volatile as the news is further digested and more data is analyzed. Hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.